Hold up.
Body image issues in young girls and young boys today. A lot of parents come to us, Luke, my child suffers from body image issues. My teenage daughter, my teenage son. Even adults suffer from body image issues. We're constantly worried about that little fat on our back, on our sides. It depresses us, it puts us into a void, drives us crazy, stimulates us to take up fat, dangerous diets, swallow supplements that are never ever going to help you to lose that fat. We're not happy with our bodies. Where is this coming from? It's easy to blame social media. Yes, social media is a huge cause for poor body image issues. I've had models who have come to me and said that, hey Luke, I don't like how I look. I think I'm fat. They don't even have an ounce of fat on their bodies. They look pretty. Some of the guys, excellent physiques, handsome, but they feel they don't look good. It's obvious because they're comparing themselves with other people who may have a better physique or a better figure than them. Comparison is always going to make us feel inadequate because remember, a bitter, ugly truth, there is always going to be someone more pretty than you. There is always going to be someone more handsome than you, someone with better hair, someone with better skin. That's life. That's how it's going to be. And until we learn to start being okay with ourselves, accepting of ourselves, and of course, if there are changes, if my skin can get a little bit better because I choose to stop smoking, stop drinking mindlessly, I start to eat a little healthier food, I start to exercise, of course I should do those things. And maybe my skin can change. If I do have a lot of fat in my body because I'm lazy, I overeat, of course I want to make those changes to reduce that fat. That's something we should be doing. That's our duty, to respect our body and look after it. But after a while, there are certain things that can never change. Can never change in our bodies. Some people are born with a crooked nose, some with a big nose, some with other issues. Everyone's born differently. You can't change that. You have to be accepting of that. The smarter people, they accept these flaws and they optimize their strengths. You know, like someone may have this most beautiful smile, even though they may be a little bit obese, and they can walk in a room and that smile lights up the entire room. No one even looks at that extra fat that girl or guy is carrying on their bodies, because we learn to accept our flaws and optimize our strengths, what we have. You may be good at talking. You may be good at caring for someone, saying nice things to people. Okay, so many different things. Unless we can accept the way we are and the way we look, we're always going to be unhappy and miserable. So, coming back to the point, social media, yes, plays a huge role. And we can go on screaming to the youngsters out there and adults that all that you see on social media is not always true. There's something called Photoshop, there's airbrushing, there's a whole load of other stuff. Have you seen some people on Instagram and how great they look? Okay, and have you seen them in real life? How different they look? Completely different from what they look on the screen, because there's so much you can do on the screen. Lighting effects, changing contrasts and colors and photoshops, and there are apps that can make you look fair. There are apps that can take away all the acne from your face and the pimples and all of that stuff. So social media isn't your best bet as a benchmark for what real beauty is. It can all be photoshopped, and that's the problem with social media. But let's move to a more important point, especially for the youngsters out there. You need to understand that your kids and your teenagers are constantly looking at you and listening to you. So if they see you constantly complaining about your body, talking about how fat you are, okay, seeing how miserable you are with your own body, we build this pressure on them that it's not okay to look that way. And they start having this internal pressure that to be accepted in society, to be loved, to be appreciated, I need to look this particular way. Because the message that we're sending out to our kids is that it's not okay. It's not okay to look this way. They see us constantly distressed, constantly beating up our bodies with diets and exercise programs and all of that stuff. You can do it, but do it in a positive way. Like the only message your children and the youngsters should be getting is it's healthy to be fit and it's good, and do it in a positive way. Not like, oh no, I'm so fat, let me call up my trainer. Oh no, I'm so fat, let me call up Luke or a dietitian or whatever it is. You know, we make a big deal out of it. The problem in today's world is everyone makes a big deal out of everything. You don't need to make a big deal out of things. You need to see a problem, move to action, and fix it. Making a big deal about something only makes you feel a little bit important about yourself for a while. So a lot of body image issues are coming from the behavior of adults, parents, aunts, uncles, and people around. Because like I said, your kids and your teenagers are constantly watching you. So if they see you in the mirror all the time, shaming your own body, not interested in your own body, complaining, constantly getting angry with food, you show them you have a poor relationship with food, they grow up thinking that the real world and reality in life has to be that way. Where? That's only your problem. The truth being told is only your problem. But children see it differently. They perceive it differently. But when a child grows up, okay, of course, you know, the child is eating mindlessly, putting on weight. It is our job as parents to control that, to guide them, to coach them without shaming them. You know how many parents out there tell their kids that, oh, if you put on weight and you become fat, I won't be able to find you a guy to get married to. This happens with educated parents, urban civilization today. So now a young girl believes that she needs to be in a particular physical shape in order for a man to love her or accept her. Okay? And it's the same thing with guys. Let's not just end this conversation on girls. There are parents who tell their sons, hey, listen, if you're fat, no girl's gonna like you. All the hot girls are gonna go running somewhere else. Now, that's a very negative approach towards bringing up your child. There are better ways of doing it, where you can explain to your child that putting on extra weight can affect your hormones. You don't have to shame them into thinking that they will not be accepted into society. And a lot of adults who do this have unfortunately gone through the same thing by their parents when they were children. But we got to break the trend right now, because body image is messing up our children, messing up our generation and our adults. People have such low self-esteem, low self-confidence. They may have a great IQ, they may be fantastic at studies, but this low self-esteem weighs them down and spoils everything for them. Today, a lot of teenagers, youngsters, and even adults believe that to be accepted in society, I need to be thin, I need to have flawless skin, I need to have beautiful hair. So no one loves themselves anymore. They're trying to please society and societal norms all the time by being ridiculously crazy. That's the word I use, crazy, because it's not the real you. Like I said, you have a problem, you've been too greedy, eating too much, fix it. Automatically your body will take shape. But we do it without shaming people. We do it without shaming anyone. So today, a lot of youngsters and teenagers, they also use this as a tool to hurt other children. They try to hurt other children by body shaming them. And all this is passed down from where? The child wasn't born with these qualities. They learned it along the way from their parents, from society, from the adult programs which children are not supposed to be seeing. But parents allow them because they think, oh, they're cool. Oh, it's all cool. So it's cool, then why do you have body image issues today? If it was so cool for a generation, why is the generation at its lowest point when it comes to emotional health, body image issues, depression, and suicides? These are questions we need to ask. It's easy to justify, oh, I want to be the cool parent, I want to be the cool person and stuff like that. It doesn't work that way. What works is what is right for our children, right for us, and right for our society. So yes, social media, movies, all of that stuff, but it starts at home. Only we can teach our children and our generation to be okay with their flaws, to optimize their weaknesses, and there are adults who talk in front of their children, oh, look at that fat person, oh, look at that person you put on weight. And every child knows, because I counsel children all the time. I ask them a direct question, what are the things their parents talk about when friends come over? They say it's about weight loss, diets, and stuff like that. So much emphasis put on it makes a child feel so insecure. They look at themselves in the mirror and they feel inadequate. So body shaming can even start at home. And we need to understand today and drive this message into every child's head that what you see on the other side of the screen is the virtual world, and it is not reality. It is not reality, and that's why it's so entertaining for us, because it is not reality. You can't stop your kids from watching TV programs. Maybe you can limit them from social media to some extent, but what you can do instead of blaming social media and everything is instill values in them, values of accepting yourself, loving yourself. When you show your children that you're okay with your flaws, okay, it gives them permission to be okay with theirs. If we're not okay with us, they believe they're inadequate. And a lot of childhood depression today and anxiety comes from them not loving their bodies. So body image is a big issue. The change can start from one another. Each of us making a little bit of change on the way we behave on social media, the kind of movies we show our children, the upbringing we have in our families, the way we behave at parties in front of our children, because they're watching and they're listening all the time. By not shaming them if they have to lose weight, there are so many ways of doing it the right way. If we go to a restaurant and I'm like, just give me, a small portion and a few pumpkin seeds and stuff like that, like it's not normal for a kid, but you make it their normal. You make them scared. You make them develop a poor relationship with food. In the first place, if you wanted to control it, why are you going to a restaurant that serves junk food? You might as well go to a restaurant that serves good food so they can enjoy it and build a great relationship with food. So we play a role in changing body shaming and body image issues in our generation and in our society.